Okay, Matt, we got the memo about the Kindness Rising promo, but what exactly are we promising people?
And is there craft services? Hey, I need snacks too.
Gentlemen, focus. Kindness Rising multiplies kindness and helps people get up on the right side of the bed.
So wait, we're not doing another angry headline show.
Exactly. We rise above the negative, divisive noise.
Translation, less rage bait, more high fives for humanity.
And this is live, like actually live.
Yep. We go live on YouTube and LinkedIn, 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday.
Wait, if it's live, what if I forget my lines?
Then you improvise.
Okay, so our tagline is basically wake up, tune in, and start your day with kindness.
Exactly. Kindness Rising. Good vibes, practical tips, and a reason to get up on the right side of the bed.
You heard the boss. Subscribe now before he makes us do a TikTok dance.
Kindness Rising. Wake up, tune in, and let's make some good noise. Growth sounds beautiful until it hits your calendar, your budget, or your ego. Today, we're talking about the awkward middle, the part of growth where everything feels off key, but the music still plays because sometimes the stretch hurts before it helps.
This is Kindness Rising.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Fox Den. This is Matthew Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. You have reached Kindness Rising, your morning dose of hope, humanity, and heart here on the Mornings in the Lab Network. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, yet progress still fights you every step? That is growth in disguise. In relationships, in projects, in life, growth doesn't move in a straight line. It loops, it lurches. You'll revisit those old lessons at deeper levels and mistake friction for failure. But friction is actually the sound of change taking shape. Today, we'll explore how to grow through those uncomfortable stretches without burning out or bowing out.
Why does our new logo look like a kombucha label?
It's called evolution. We're growing, Bam.
We changed fonts. That's not growth, that's confusion.
Reggie gets it, man. Growth hurts.
Yeah, so does looking at that logo.
Growth has this tricky way of showing up and looking a lot like frustration. You start with excitement, that spark of inspiration where everything feels possible. You make the plan, you get the team, you buy the journal, you pick the color palette. That's phase one, the big spark. Then comes phase two, the stretch. That's when reality starts to show up. You start pushing past what's easy. In relationships, that's when the honeymoon fades and real relationships begin. Absolutely. Communication begins with that. That's when systems start to creak because they're finally being used. It's not broken, it's growing. Your next phase is strain. This is the stage where we all secretly hate, but absolutely need. Strain feels like you're doing something wrong, like maybe you've lost your edge or you've taken a wrong turn. But the truth is you're being stretched to fit the next version of you. Muscles grow by tearing and repairing. So do teams, brands, and relationships. And finally comes that last phase, phase four, sync. This is that subtle shift where everything just starts to click again. Not because it got easier, but because you got stronger. That's called recalibration. Most of us bail somewhere between stretch and strain because it feels too uncertain. But strain isn't a stop sign. It's a signal that growth is actually taking root. And if you can hold steady right in that middle space, something amazing happens. The process starts to loop. You cycle through it again. And each time you come out wiser, steadier, and more capable of handling the stretch. I'm Matthew Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. I come here Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. on the Kindness Rising channel as part of the Mornings in the Lab network. Myself, Keith Billis, we're building the network. Start here at 7:30 a.m. Get on over to Keith, John, and Friends, Mornings in the Lab at 8 a.m. for a little bit of chaos balanced with my curiosity. Good morning, everyone. That's what Mike Sullivan has to say, and I am glad you are here, Mike. I see other people out there on the vertical feed. I am glad you're here. Get involved in the comments. Stay positive. Have fun. Introduce yourself. I'm Matthew Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. I'm coming to you from upstate New York in the United States, and I am glad to come here every morning at 7:30 a.m. and talk about things like growth, which is what we're talking about today. But we also talk about kindness and curiosity and balance, all the positive things that add a little bit of that extra something to your life to help you get up and get after it. Barb Ackaby, welcome in. I appreciate that you have joined me and the rest of our amazing community here at Kindness Rising, that get up with positivity. Roseanne Rouff, I see you out there. Commitment, perseverance, and love, doing what you do. Those are key things. Got to have all of those. Those are the types of positive things we talk about and get after here. Tesso, good morning. Welcome in. Do you know the story about cowgirls and the midgets? Interesting question. I'm sure there's a punchline in there somewhere. We love jokes here on Kindness Rising, but we always do them with a little bit of kindness, not singling out any groups or these are I don't know these. I don't know these jokes, Tesso, but if they are appropriate to what we're talking about here, I hope you'll share them because we enjoy a little bit of laughter here on Kindness Rising, a little bit of good-natured humor with each other. All right. And today we're talking more about growth. The theme of the week has been growth is not linear. We don't just race through things. We learn, we spiral back, we step back. It's not a straight line of growth, but what it does take are all those things that Roseanne Rouff mentioned in the comments: commitment, perseverance, and loving what you're doing. Those are a pretty good list. All right, Ian, you're going to school. Have a great day, buddy. Enjoy your school, whatever it may be. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining us. All right, yes, we were talking about growth. That's what we're talking about today. One of our 6 strings here on Kindness Rising, we always talk about the 6 strings to a great life, and growth is one of those strings. If you want to know about the other strings, get on over to YouTube, to Kindness Rising channel. You can learn about the 6 strings. You can learn about how to amplify your own personal brand. You can check out little vignettes with our guru, Sensei Whiskers, who might be coming up here in a minute. You can check in on Cal and Stan, and you can get up with a little hope, humanity, and heart here on Kindness Rising. Speaking of Cal and Stan, let's see what they've got for us next. If you remember last time, they were trying to figure out their new logo, their brand. They're struggling through all the growth steps of their social media management business, #heroes. Let's see what's next.
I wrote a new song called Rebranding Blues.
Catchy. What's it about?
Losing all our followers after I posted 17 hashtags.
That's not strategy, that's spam. There it is again, the sound of growth.
Nope, that's the sound of a new expense.
Reggie is getting a little too curious with Stan's guitar. That's all right, Reggie. We love you anyway. We're here at Kindness Rising talking about growth and the pain that pays off, because growing pains aren't proof you're failing. They're proof that you're transforming. Think about that. No one ever describes transformation as comfortable. The caterpillar literally dissolves before coming the butterfly. The middle stage, pure chaos. What's going on with my camera here? A little out of focus. Sometimes we have to bring things back in focus, just like we do here at Kindness Rising. But let me tell you, we're talking about that transformation and the caterpillar that became the butterfly. For Gen Xers like us, we were trained to push through discomfort, to grind, to muscle our way forward. But here's what we're learning now. Awareness is the new grit. Effort without reflection is just motion. Effort with reflection, though, that becomes mastery. When life starts squeezing, your instinct might be to fight it or fix it. But what if you just paused for a second and maybe asked, what's this tension trying to teach me? That one question can shift everything from frustration to feedback. In a relationship, it might teach you patience or boundaries. In a career, it might show you where you've been coasting or where you've outgrown the old version of yourself. The pain becomes tuition for the lesson you didn't know you needed. The best part, once you learn to mine your discomfort for meaning, you stop fearing it. Stop fearing your discomfort. You start recognizing those tight, uncertain moments as the exact doorway into your next level. That's how you turn pain into progress. Ooh, got a little something going on in my head again today, these mornings. Cold, chilly mornings up here in upstate New York. Still gets beautiful throughout the day. The leaves have changed significantly. Jerry Ginger, welcome in. I appreciate you. Yes, absolutely. The fall always reminds me of change. Obviously, it's that transition time, time to think about change and owning that change and making that change proactively rather than waiting for that change to happen to you. That's growth. That's been part of my growth. I used to just wait around for not wait around, but October would come and I would know that something was going to happen and I would just be waiting for the other shoe to drop. But I realized it's just part of the cycle, and now I can own it. Instead of waiting for the other shoe to drop, I take the shoe off myself. Is that an appropriate analogy? Felt a little clunky, but you know what I mean. Taking control of your own change and owning it. Absolutely. Funny hubby, welcome in. It is good to see you, bro. How am I? I love that question. If you're genuinely asking, I'm getting up and getting after it this morning. Some days are a little harder than others. We all face challenges, but I am doing it this morning, showing up. I hope you are too. Where are you coming from, Funny Hubby? Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Share in the comments. Get involved. That's where the fun happens. That's where the growth happens. We do have a great regular community out here. Guys like Mike Sullivan and Jerry Ginger, who's been coming back on the regular. Roseanne Rouff is here all the time too. So I hope you will become one of those people who comes back all the time too. Funny hubby. All right. Sorry for the little pause here. All right. How about this one? We always talk about a organization that is doing good work or has done something that is exemplary of the Kindness Rising world. And usually we talk about a nonprofit organization or somebody who's giving back, and maybe we'll get to some of that too. But what I want to talk to you about is a growth story from the world of branding. We do talk about personal branding here on Kindness Rising. I hope that the tips that we give you, the stories, are inspiration for you, for your personal brand, for your corporate brand, because you have a brand, whether you think you do or not, whether you're a working person, whether you're a retired person, whether you're a person who's in school, wherever you are in your life, you do have a brand. It's the way that people remember you. It's what you're associated with. It's what opens up the opportunities or presents the challenges in your life. That's what personal branding does. And one way to do it is by going live on YouTube, just like I do every day. I can help you do that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, I want to highlight a brand. Not really one that's huge into Gen X, but I know we do have a little bit of a younger audience who sticks around with us once in a while. I remember this from my late teen years, and certainly the images and the brand, the vibe of this particular retail establishment had a huge impact on fashion culture, had a huge impact on self-esteem. There's huge, we're going to talk about. I'm talking about one of those all-time mall favorites of teenagers and young adults. I'm talking about Abercrombie and Fitch, a brand that went from a cultural icon to a cautionary tale and back again, because that's what we're talking about here on Kindness Rising. Once infamous for their exclusion and their arrogance, they hit rock bottom when the market and the public outgrew that narrow vision. But they listened, they learned, and they rebuilt. They expanded their sizes, they diversified their models, they redesigned their stores, and most importantly, they rewrote the message around inclusion. They proved that reputations, like relationships, can recover when honesty meets action. Growth for them wasn't cosmetic, it was cultural. It was part of their brand. And branding, as in life, the goal isn't to avoid setbacks, it is to evolve through them. And the way we evolve through them here on Kindness Rising and in the mornings in the lab is through our EAT framework that we think about. It's our experience, our expertise, our authenticity, our trust, and our ability to entertain. And Abercrombie and Fitch show those same characteristics too. Experience over a century of retail's highs and lows, that they have history that they didn't try to erase. Expertise, they still know apparel and lifestyle. That muscle never left. Authenticity, they owned their mistake and chose transparency over spin. Trust, that was earned back slowly by proving that change wasn't performative. And entertainment, they shifted from glossy ads to authentic storytelling, letting real people carry their message. That's not rebranding, it's rebecoming. The same loop applies to any relationship or creator brand. You don't reinvent to impress, you evolve to align. Okay, or don't. Here's the truth. It's a noisy world. You can actually rise above not having talent, just like I do, every day by showing up. And when you show up with rhythm, with kindness, with authenticity, that's when the world leans in. Reach out to me. I'm Matt Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy. I can help you go live here on YouTube or LinkedIn. We all have experience. We all have expertise. We can all bring our authentic selves, build trust, and even entertain. Good morning, and welcome back to the Fox Den. I'm Matthew Rouff, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising, your morning dose of hope, humanity, heart, and a little bit of humor. We don't take ourselves too seriously here at Kindness Rising, even if we get up every day with positivity, with growth, with balance, with curiosity. We take action on the things that we learn about, but we also don't take ourselves too seriously, even if we keep it positive out there in the community. Jem, good morning. Welcome in to Kindness Rising. I hope you'll stick around for a little bit, hang out with us, get involved in the comments. Jerry Ginger, what's up? You're jumping from the horizontal to the vertical. You are over there now. I love that you're everywhere. You're rural. Abercrombie and Fitch were pizza toppings. That's great. That's great. No, Abercrombie, yeah, it's a bougie mall thing, I guess. I don't know. But our local mall had an A&F, and they went through their thing. I will tell you this, it's kind of interesting. I'll get my personal story, which is as a husky fella, I'm very broad in the shoulders, but I carry some weight with me sometimes. Abercrombie was somewhere I never really able to shop. Their clothes never fit me right, but that's a weird thing to talk about. But their clothes never fit me right. It is interesting the way different brands fit you and you get comfortable in what you love to wear, because their clothes feel comfortable on you. It's an interesting thought. But Abercrombie was never one that I think I had a few items from them, but they're not a mainstay in my wardrobe. Not that you care. Jerry Ginger, your Tractor Supply. I get that too. Absolutely. We have Tractor Supply around here. Actually, no, not the one I'm wearing, but I think the one I wore yesterday, the bandana I wore, was from Tractor Supply. But yeah, who cares? It's cool. I enjoy that. What I love is the diversity in the world. Everybody's got their vibe, and we can help you bring it here on Uncommon Kind, or with Uncommon through Uncommon Kindness. That's actually my business, but Kindness Rising is my show, and we can help you get up and get after it every day and show your personal brand to the world. I don't care, Jerry, that we're getting off track. We're talking about it. You're never off track if you're here with us on Kindness Rising. Absolutely. And whether you're a Tractor Supply guy or an Abercrombie guy, or I wear the same thing every day. Keith and John talk about that. They have the same outfits. There are people who do that. There are people who do that. I wear basically one of the same quarter zip or quarter snap tops every day for the show, and that's pretty much my vibe on the regular too. All right. That was off topic, definitely, Jerry, but who cares? We're having fun. Kindness Compass. We always try to give you a little something to walk away with here on Kindness Rising, some practical steps or something to help guide your day. You can't always see growth in real time, but there are clues, little signals that you're not stuck, you're just stretching. When discomfort feels directional, you're uneasy, but it's not the kind of anxiety that paralyzes you. It's the kind that nudges you forward. You're being challenged to think differently. When old tricks stop working, the shortcuts, the coping mechanisms, the quick win things, they don't land like they used to. You can't wing it anymore because your life's asking for more intentionality from you. That's not regression, that's evolution. You crave depth over applause. The dopamine of a quick validation starts to lose its buzz. You're not chasing likes, you're chasing alignment. You'd rather be understood by 5 real people than followed by 5,000 strangers. That is where I'm at right now on my Kindness Rising journey. I want people who want to come here and stay and get involved in the comments and get value and purpose out of the show. That's what I want. That's why we're here. Whether there's one of us, 500 of us, 12 of us, whatever the number is. It's the people who want to do this and do this with me every day, 7:30 a.m., Monday through Friday. And your last little bit on the 4 signs you're actually growing is that the feedback stings less. You still feel it, but it doesn't flatten you because you know who you are. You've built enough internal trust to separate critique from identity. That's the moment when self-awareness graduates into self-assurance. All right, let's check in. Who haven't we checked in with? Oh, you know who we haven't seen yet? Hello. I don't know. All right. Sensei Whiskers, of course, he and I have been meeting on the regular after hours after the show, and we have been recording some of our lessons.
Growth, like fur, is meant to shed. Release what no longer fits, and the world becomes your scratching post.
Oh, Sensei Whiskers, he's so influential in my life. He gives me all the lessons. Okay. This week, I don't want you to outrun your growing pains. I want you to observe them. Ask, what's stretching me? What is shaping me? Write down one lesson you've learned the hard way. That's not weakness. That's wisdom caught in motion. Absolutely. We want to move these things to action. A lot of times just thinking and writing down. When we write those things down, we speak them, keep a notepad, whatever it is, that becomes more ingrained in us. And one thing we always do here is at 8 a.m., we move from Kindness Rising over to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And I want you to get over there and get involved as well. I don't have a specific kindness bridge today, but I can promise you that Keith and John and Marty and Melissa and Jimmy and all the crew at Mornings in the Lab are ready for you to get over there, to get involved, to not hit the snooze button, to get up and get after it every day. I promise you there will be something that you will laugh about. I promise you there will be something that you will think about. I promise there will be something you'll probably cringe about. It is entertainment. It is the EAT model in action: experience, expertise, authenticity, trust, and entertainment. Watch it as an amazing model. Don't hit your snooze. Subscribe here to Kindness Rising. Subscribe to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, and we will help you to get up every day and get after it. Thank you for joining me here. Just remember this: growth isn't linear. It loops, it humbles, and it teaches. But if you keep showing up with curiosity and care, every stumble becomes a step. Be patient with your process. Be kind to the people growing with you. And as always, stay uncommon and stay kind. What if your mornings could be inspiring and ridiculously fun?
Kindness Rising isn't just a show, it's a full wake-up vibe.
It's freaking fun, people.
Yeah, man, it's got real get after it energy.
I love it.
Wake up with Kindness Rising.
I help purpose-driven people grow their impact. 5-ingredient recipe to help you build your personal brand. Get out there and take kind action.
If it's live, they'll feel it.
On Kindness Rising, we bring you proven strategies and fresh ideas you can actually use. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Exactly. Fail fast, rebound faster.
You'll see the bloopers and the genuine connections that make kindness contagious. We sometimes get into a little bit of trouble.
Pretty much my life made the list.
You can trust what you see right here is honest, respectful, and uplifting. Social impact organizations, and we always talk about them. Try kindness. It's way cheaper than therapy. You just made my day.